Hey guys, it's Tim, and after much ado, I'm coming at you guys with a review of another issue of Kyle Higgins and Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. Beginning where issue 0 left off, issue 1 starts off with Bulk and Skull doing a sort of web series called Ranger Station, which has been going on since the Power Rangers first showed up in Angel Grove, which is basically a sort of show where they talk about the events that the Power Rangers have been involved in either recently or just in general and talk about theories and whatnot. In this case, they're talking to people on the street about the recent events from issue 0 where Tommy lost control of the Dragon Zord and destroyed the bridge in Angel Grove. And the people they talk to include the civilian identities of the Rangers, amongst other people. This helps lead into what was going on in the last issue, where some of the Rangers were questioning whether or not they should trust Tommy, and Tommy himself is sort of having a crisis of faith about whether or not he's truly good or can perform well as a Ranger. Tommy's still having visions of Rita talking to him and questioning him, and whether or not this has anything to actually do with what Rita's doing, or is just his conscience speaking to him, is still not clear at the time, but it's a pretty cool effect and helps really show his perspective as a character. We also get some insight on Zack in this issue, where he's been falling asleep in class, presumably because of some issues that he's having at home that aren't elaborated on the issue itself yet. And of course, we have some more pushing forward of the relationship between Tommy and Kimberly. All in all, I'd say that it's still a fairly solid issue, but it still feels like a lot of setup and still not a lot of payoff yet, which is pretty much how most modern comics are written anyway. I just wish that they'd move a little bit faster than they are moving right now. Outside of a lot of the characterization in the comic, which is very, very strong, especially compared to the old days of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, one thing I really like about the comic is the small details that they work into it. For example, outside of Rita's palace, it says Bandora's Palace on it, a shout out to both them having used the Sentai footage in the Mighty Morphin series, as well as what Rita's name was in Zyuranger. And another one that I wasn't expecting was Tommy has a darker skin complexion than several of the other characters like Jason and Kimberly, which is a shout out to the fact that the character had Native American roots in the original series, which is not something you see brought up often, which is kinda cool if they have a shout out to it, even if it's just his skin complexion. But on the note of the art is still something that this series suffers from, especially in the main story. Though it has solid art at times, a lot of the issues come with face work where characters end up looking a lot more pissed off than I think they're actually intended to be in particular scenes, or just aren't showing any emotion, and it kinda makes the Rangers seem unnecessarily angry, or sort of standoffish for no apparent reason. Hell, Billy has constant anime glasses flare going on all the time, which makes him look unnecessarily evil for no reason. But outside of that, and the lack of action in the comic, I still am very much enjoying this series, and I'm looking forward to the next issue coming out. So, overall, I'd say that I give this issue an 8 out of 10. The art could be better, and more could happen in it, but it's still a very strong series from my perspective. So, until next time, this has been Tim from the Hybrid Network, signing out.